Diabetes stole somebody that the world needed more of. When I say he was just a pillar of positivity and he was addicting, and he was my brother.
Basketball was definitely a big part of Anthony's life, and it wasn't necessarily the game of basketball, but it was the spirit of team and friends and an extended family.
He was really good. He was the big man, you know, and he never did anything crazy flashy. He just did what he needed to do.
Anthony, I think, was put here on this earth to spread joy, love, and happiness.
When your child is diagnosed with diabetes, you realize that you and that child now have their life in your hands.
When he was first diagnosed, he was 10 and he was trying to work through it and learn it.
I didn't know what diabetes was.
When his mom told me about this during that 4th grade year, I was shocked, because Anthony always came to school with just an air of peace and happiness.
He was an adult as a kid. He was an adult. When it comes to handling responsibilities, when coming knowing from right from wrong, he was perfect.
He struggled with why me for a little bit of time, but he came through it deciding that he was going to be, I use the phrase, an advocate and not a victim.
Part of the way that he fought diabetes was by being active in JDRF and fundraising and raising awareness.
Really, the only time you ever heard Anthony talking about diabetes is when he was talking about the JDRF and the JDRF walk, and trying to get his friends involved.
He wanted to live his life, and he did it every day. Well, he was extremely excited about moving on to campus.
I had a very long conversation. I can remember it. He called me one night. He maybe wanted to go into real estate development.
And he had started interviewing for internships.
Just really wanted to give back to his family and to his friends any way he could.
He was always looking for that next step. So, that's why this was, when it happened, it was so abrupt. It was almost like it was fake. It wasn't real.
He started to feel sick. And it was, we were moving into his new apartment on campus.
I said, well, Anthony, just call me tomorrow if you need for me to come back and help you get everything unpacked. He sent me a text that night that I didn't see until the next morning. And he actually got my last hug. And Anthony, he said to me, I'm going up. The emotion that was most prevalent was anger, because he had given so much to fighting the disease. And then to have the disease take his life in the way in which it did, it was hard. You've got a right to be angry. And what you want to channel that anger towards is the disease.
So people really need to get behind finding a cure and then enhancing the families who are involved with this to help them any way we can.
To me, it robs a child of their childhood.
My cousin Anthony has passed, and diabetes is to blame for it. So if you ever think that, we can relax on it, we can't.
If he were with us today, he would want us to continue the fight